Streaming. Where are we? Right, we're up and running. So hello anyone that's listening. Oh, better. Sorry, just thought I'd better ask for it to be linked up on the site. Right. So well, today we'll welcome anybody that's listening for starters, if anybody is, which there won't be in yet, but later on.
In the future.
Yeah, exactly. Very confusing talking to future people though. Right, so today we're just going to start off with the predictions and then go straight into news as we're not doing any match reviews for obvious reasons. So, do you want to take it away, Deeps, or do you want to wait till last because you're winning?
Oh, maybe it should be last for me then.
Yeah.
I don't want to get so far out of sight that it's going to be redundant after this week.
Yeah, I think we should go from who's got the least points to who's got the most each time. So we'll start.
Right, go on then.
I'll read out Rob's because he's not turned up yet. He's still asleep. So Leicester Chelsea first off, and we got Rob's gone for 1-1. So Billy, what are you going for, mate?
Sorry, what game is it? Leicester just got
versus
distracted.
Chelsea.
Leicester versus Chelsea. I'm going for 1-1. I think Leicester. I don't think Chelsea are firing at the moment. I know they scored 7 against Norwich, had another good result. But I think they're missing Lukaku a bit, the target man. I think they're missing Timo Werner. And I think Leicester need to get a bit of a grip. And I think Rodgers will throw out the stress signals and tell them that they've got to start getting points if they're going to be taken seriously as European contenders. So I think they'll get a result and it'll be 1-0.
Just to point out before in case you want to change your mind, Lukaku's rated as 50% to make it.
Oh, right, okay.
Werner's been ruled out, so's Kovacevic. Kovacic, sorry, I was reading something else then. Kovacic, but Mount's definitely in. Alonso and Lukaku are rated as 50%. Fucking sorry. Oops.
He might come off the bench and equalise, actually. So I'm still sticking with me 1-1.
Just wanted to give you all the info just so you could.
Right, okay, that's fair enough.
So Deeps, what are you going for?
With speculation and rumors surrounding Rodgers' long-term future at the club and the seemingly mini explosion they've been going through, I think Chelsea are going to defeat Leicester and pound some more immediately on them. So it's going to be 2-1 for me to Chelsea.
Right. Because Tielemans is out as well, by the way. Just to let you know.
Right.
So he won't be playing.
It's a big loss for them. That would be a big loss.
I guess I'm not his biggest fan, as you know. But he is one of their
but
few
he's very
players.
important.
Yeah.
He's very important for them, though.
Oh yeah, great. And they're still missing Fofana as well, obviously. So.
Yeah, that's a bigger loss than what I think Tielemans is for me. Like.
I agree. I think he's not the greatest defender, but he certainly works well with Evans.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll move on to Aston Villa versus Brighton. Rob's again gone 1-1. So, Billy, what are you going for? Gerrard's first game, obviously.
I'm going for a 2-1 win for Aston Villa.
Just to point out,
I think it's going to be.
Should I give the injury news before they start each one, before you give your thing, just in case it changes?
Yeah, go, you can do Trish, yeah.
Danny Ings looks likely to be out.
Sorry.
Go on, Deeps.
What was Rob's prediction for Leicester Chelsea?
1-1. I said it before we start. I said it first. So I said he got for 1-1 again. Right, so we got Danny Ings looks almost certain to be out with coronavirus. Douglas Luiz is
Yeah.
very unlikely with a thigh injury. He's got hamstring strain. Konsa's out with a suspension, so he definitely won't play. Traore's out. Mahmoud Ibrahim Hassan, I don't actually know who that is, but he's out.
Trezeguet. That's
Oh, of course it
Trezeguet.
is. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, that was being
Well done,
stupid then.
Deeps.
I did know that as well. Yeah, you're right. Good spot. And then Marvellous, obviously. Marvellous Nakamba is most likely to be out as well. He's got a groin problem. So,
Right.
who's the other team? They're playing
Brighton.
So they've got Alzati's out. Keeper Sanchez is suspended. Danny Welbeck's out. There's a surprise. Aaron Connolly's. I thought Aaron Connolly was coming back in training. I've seen pictures of him in training, but they're saying he's out with a heel injury. Oh, so I'm surprised. That Dan Burns almost certainly out as well with a knee problem. And Mwepu's 50% rated as 50% of a chance, but I don't think so. From what they've said, he's out, but the injury sites are rating him as 50% chance. But Brighton has said he's out, so make up your own mind on that one.
Right. Well, mine is still 2-1 to Aston Villa. I think it'll be the bounce factor, the new manager, everyone fighting for a place. I think they'll put in more effort than what he did. I think they thought they let the last manager down a little bit with their efforts. And I think we might get a goal from the big lad up front. Can't think of his name. Young lad. What's his name, Trish?
Watkins.
Watkins, Ollie Watkins, yeah.
Oh, at Villa.
Ollie Watkins.
I wasn't sure whether you were talking about Brighton or Villa then. That was what I was
Sorry, no, talking about Brighton, yeah. Ollie Watkins might get a bit of more of a boost than the others. And I think he might score one, even possibly two, and go for a 2-1 win for Aston Villa.
Right. Okay, Deeps, up to you then, mate.
I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Two goals each. Maybe it's gonna be a comeback from 2-0 or 2-1 down, and then it's gonna be all euphoric for Aston Villa. But I think Brighton are a decent side, and they're not just gonna fold in front of the mighty or Stevie Me.
I'm just a bit surprised you said a 2-2 draw and you thought they'd both score 2 goals as well. I mean, that's a bit of it's a strong one you put out there. I mean, you...
Just making sure you pick it up right. 2 goals each.
Of course you were. Of course you were. Yes. Where do we find them, Bill? Where do we find them?
I don't know, sir.
We'll move on to Burnley Palace next. For Burnley, you got Aaron Lennon's out, Dale Stevens is out, and Ashley Barnes is going to have a late fitness test. And Palace looks like Will Hughes is almost certainly out, Eze's still out, Nathan Ferguson's out, and Joachim Anderson is being assessed and could be back, but it's rated as 50-50. So... Rob's gone 2-0 to Burnley. So, Billy, over to you.
Well, 2-1 to Burnley. I think Burnley are starting to come into a little bit of form. And Palace have been in form. They have been playing really well as well. My only concern is that can they keep it going? And away from home, I know they done well at City, but I think Burnley might just be too strong for them. It'll be a close game, but I think Burnley might just sneak it 2-1.
Okay. And Deeps?
With Palace being in good form, I think it might just be a 2-1 victory for them. So I'm going 2-1 for Palace.
Oh. It's a complete opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Next game is Newcastle Brentford. Newcastle, the only thing they've got is Ryan Fraser's got a knock and Paul Dummett is definitely out. While Brentford, obviously they're missing their keeper, aren't they? And Visser's definitely out. Mad Sorensen's definitely out. Yeah, David Raya's definitely out. Christopher Ayer's definitely out. Joshua De Silva's definitely out. Shandon Baptiste is definitely out. And then they've got Matthias Jurgensen's almost certainly out. There's a slight possibility he might make it. And that's Sanka, in case you're wondering, Billy. And Matthias
Yes.
Jensen's got coronavirus, so 50-50. You know, it's one of those. Depends on whether he passes a test in time. So unlikely, I'd say. So.
And what's Rob's prediction there, Tris?
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought I'd read it up. So 2-1 to Newcastle he's gone for. Of course, the Eddie Howe reign's beginning, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah. And my prediction is a 1-0 win to Newcastle. I think Brentford have got so many injuries. They've hit a bit of a wall at the moment. And they haven't got the personnel, I don't think, at the moment, with all the injuries, to actually counteract that. So I'm thinking that Newcastle with the Eddie Howe factor, everyone playing for this year, it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be a 1-0 win to Newcastle.
Okay. And Deeps?
Well, before hearing all those injuries and players missing out for Brentford, I was gonna go for Brentford, but now I'm gonna agree with Billy and go with a 1-0 victory for Newcastle. Surely they have to start winning 1 or 2 games here and there. Or how will they survive?
I shouldn't have given you the injuries then. In that case, helped you out there then, Deeps.
Oh, definitely.
That was a
I
mistake.
didn't know they were missing a whole starting 11 worth of players.
Oh yeah, they've
Like
been
so many.
That's why they've been struggling, because they've literally at that point, you know, they've got basically everyone fit is on the pitch.
Yeah.
And losing their keeper's a huge blow for them as well, because he's key to the way they play.
Big time, Tris, yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on to Norwich, Southampton. Norwich have got some good news because Kabak's ruled out with glandular fever. So that's a good thing. Sam Byram's out. Christopher Zimmerman's out. Billy Gilmore's almost certainly out with a thigh injury. Though it said he had cramp. I mean, how could that frigging rule you out? How could that be an injury? You had cramp and you ruled out. I've heard it all now. Football is just... I give up. If he's not fit with cramp, he should be ashamed of himself. He's what, 21? Oh,
no, God. He's even younger, man. I think.
Oh God, that's so embarrassing.
And he played for Scotland, didn't he? No?
Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Grant Hanley's 50-50. Todd Cantwell's almost certainly out. And then Southampton. Good news is Nathan Redmond's out. He's out with COVID, so he's definitely missing it. James Ward-Prowse is out, they're saying, though it's unspecified why. Livramento's still missing. We don't know.
Isn't Ward-Prowse still suspended?
I thought he'd just come back from it, like just.
Oh, okay. I know that he got the red card. So.
And Jack Stevens is out with a knee injury. So Billy,
what's Rob's?
Oh, good point. 1-1
prediction. 1-1.
Sorry, I keep forgetting.
As much as I've been talking about the bounce factor with managers, and the new manager obviously Norwich, but I don't think the team is good enough to get a result against Southampton. I'm going for a 2-0 win, easy win for Southampton.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
And Deeps?
I'm gonna go with a 1-0 draw.
1-0.
Both teams to score 1 goal each.
Are you sure, Deeps? There won't be one team scoring 2 and the other team scoring 1, will there?
There could be one team scoring.
Just need to check this.
One team could be scoring 2 and another team could be scoring nothing, but the game might end up with one each.
Right.
Yeah, it's an own goal, yeah. Enough teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Clutching at straws is what it is.
Why me? Why me? Oh, what have I done so wrong in life to get stuck with YouTube? Yeah, anyway, we'll move on to Watford Man United. Rob's gone for 2-0 to Man United against the worst team in the world, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Watford, as usual at this time of the season, they're missing a few. They've got Peter Atebo, Juraj Kuchka. He's banned now. He's suspended, Kuchka. Atebo's injured. Kabasele's injured. Sema's injured. Quadwo Bar's injured. And Carvalho's injured. Francisco Carvalho's injured. And who's the other one? Tufan is having a late fitness test.
Right.
Man United are missing Rafael Varane. What's a surprise there? Pogba and both Luke Shaw and Scott McTominay are likely to. They're probable to make it. McTominay's got a virus. And Cavani's 50-50. There's another one that seems to be injury prone, doesn't he? Rob's gone. Oh, I already said 2-0 to Man United, didn't I?
Yeah. And it's going to be Watford 0, Manchester United 4.
4.
Ollie's at the wheel. Ollie's at the wheel. Watford are still away side in the Premier League. And United need a good result to keep Ollie in that job. And they're going to do the business and they're going to look attractive as well. For a change, they're going to really hammer Watford 4-0.
Wow, that's a big shout. Deep should be very happy if that happens, won't you, Deeps?
Well, for me, Watford have been a bogey team, banana skin kind of team for us, especially when we're away. So I think it's not going to be as easy as Billy and Rob have predicted. I think it's going to be a hard for 2-1 victory to United. And even that is because of my United bias. So
2-1.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-1 United, Trace.
Yeah, I know. I was just annoying you. Right, Wolves versus West Ham next. Right, we've got Wolves are missing Johnny, obviously, Neto, Mosquera, and Hugo Bueno. Don't know who that is, to be honest. Don't remember him. Marcal's 50-50, or is it Marcel? I never know with him. And then
Marshall.
West Ham are missing Ogbonna, obviously. Declan Rice is unlikely. And Fornals is unlikely as well. That's 3 big misses.
Right.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Fornals and who was it? Sorry?
Sorry? Fornals,
Ogbonna.
Rice and Ogbonna. Ogbonna's the only definite out, but the other 2 are likely. And Rice is a huge miss, isn't he? He misses. But Rob's still gone for West Ham to win 2-1.
Sorry, it's West Ham against the Wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, Wolves.
Right. Well, I'm going to go for a Wolves win here. They're so unpredictable, Wolves. They can create chances. They can be awful. I think without Declan Rice and without Fornals, obviously Bonner, I think they're going to be a little bit under strength. And as you say, Rice is the key to that team. And I think Wolves might just beat them 2-0.
Ooh, that's a big shout. Deeps?
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go for another draw, 2-2. And I'm going to put my neck out and say Rice is going to play.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm sure if he's even slightly fit, they'll have him in the team. Right, so we move on to Liverpool-Arsenal next. Right, you got Roberto Firmino's out. Curtis Jones is out. I thought he was back.
Oh, he had
a face injury,
eye injury.
Yeah, but I thought
I was reading
yeah.
on the site.
I thought he was back. I thought he was back training. Huh.
Oh, okay.
Must be worse than it looked originally then. Harvey Elliott, I thought I could have sworn I saw him talking about being back in training. Must be wrong, I must be thinking of something else. Harvey Elliott obviously is out. Right, then there's James Milner, Naby Keita, Joe Gomez, Sadio Mane, Jordan Henderson, Andrew Robertson, and Divock Origi are all likely to miss out as well. Possibles, but probably not.
Right.
So it's quite a lot. And then Arsenal, Jesus, the jam he gets. Granit Xhaka's still out injured, so that's helped him a bit. And Kolasinac is out. Partey and Balogun are 50-50. But as he never plays Balogun anyway, does he? So I'm not sure when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rob's prediction, Tris?
He's gone 2-1 to Liverpool.
Right. My forecast for this one is a 1-1 draw.
1-1.
I think Liverpool are a far better side than Arsenal, but Arsenal have been picked up lately. They're a fit spot, I think. And I don't think Liverpool are firing on all cylinders. Couple of players missing, and I think it might be a hard-fought 1-1 draw. There you go.
Okay. And Deeps?
Although Liverpool have two big misses in the form of Granit Xhaka and Kolasinac, but I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory. It's going to be a 3-1 victory for the Reds at Anfield.
Do you know what I was thinking is in their favour? Is it looks like Tsimikas will play, and when he delivers, they create chances. I mean, all the goals from corners I think Liverpool have scored this season, I think, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong because I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that all of the goals from corners came from ones delivered by Tsimikas. I could be wrong, but he's delivery.
And also off
fantastic.
the top of my head, just off the top of my head, from what I remember, Jota seems to have quite a few attempts from Tsimikas crosses.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He's
one or
brilliant
two goals
delivery.
as well.
Brilliant delivery, Tsimikas. Absolutely fantastic, really is. Yeah, anyway, so we'll move on. Man City, Everton. Rob's gone 3-0 to Man City, but they're missing Ferran Torres, Laporte suspended, Grealish is being assessed, Liam Delap's out, and obviously Benjamin Mendy suspended, obviously. And Everton are missing Mason Holgate suspended, Decore, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Tom Davis definitely out, and Yerry Mina and Andre Gomez are almost certainly out.
Right. So Rob's gone 3-0 for City, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot tighter than that. I think Everton will put the front, go on the front foot. I think they'll give a decent game. It's unusual for me to say. I think we'll press them, and I think KDB might be a bit tired, or he might even be out. So I'm going to say a 1-0 win, and a hard-fought 1-0 win for Manchester City.
For Man City to win 1-0.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Oh, right. After all that, you went for Man City to win. The way you were talking,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go for Everton.
No.
I thought
People are saying
for the
3,
first
4,
time, yeah.
5. It's not going to be
No,
that.
no.
Oh
For the
my
first-
god.
I was thinking for the first time in God knows how many decades, Billy has finally grown a pair, but no.
No, absolutely not.
Never happened, Deep. Never happened. About the same time yours drop. That'll happen.
Come on, give us your version of it.
Okay, I'm just gonna be maybe slightly optimistic from my end, but I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
Ooh. That is
All
optimistic.
right, okay.
I'm
Very,
really,
very optimistic.
I really thought you were going to go for Everton then the way you were talking about Bale. Yeah.
Oh, I thought like for 90% of the whole build up. I thought Billy's gonna steal my 1-1 prediction, and then he says 1-0. Oh,
Yeah.
Billy has grown some balls, but no.
Yeah, lets us down in the end. He always does.
Yeah.
Spurs versus Leeds is the final match of the weekend. Right, Spurs are missing Oliver Skip, who's suspended for 5 yellow cards. Not sure he's much of a miss, to be honest, though. Brian Hill, Ryan Sessegnon are definitely out, and had to play more than a substitute role at best. And Højbjerg and Romero are likely to miss out as well. I'm not sure Højbjerg's much of a miss, but Romero's definitely their best defender, in my opinion. And then Leeds, they're missing Robin Koch, Patrick Bamford. It looks like Junior Firpo will be out, and Jamie Shackleton, and Joe Gelhardt, and probably Luke Ayling as well. So they're quite struck by injuries as well. No wonder they're struggling still. And
Yeah.
Rob's gone 3-1 Spurs.
I still don't think Spurs are at the races at the moment. I know it's the new manager. I know they've got some good players. And I know Leeds are in a bit of trouble the way they've been playing. But I'm going for a 1-1 draw in this one. And I'm thinking that Spurs will score first. They'll look good on the ball. They'll look tidy. And then Rafinha will hit them late on. Goal right in the corner. 1-1 draw.
Oh, I've already written it down. I don't know why. I was going to write it down again then. I don't know why.
I think it's gonna be the first league victory for Antonio Conte for Dudley.
Oh.
And he's gonna get a 2-1 victory.
2-1.
Late winner from Tottenham to steal the points away from Leeds.
Harold Kane scoring, is it, by any chance? After his boost by scoring
surely.
45 goals against kids teams.
Oh, surely he must be riding high on confidence. Maybe he's in cloud 9.
Oh yeah, it
Flying
must be
high.
because he scored against primary schools. Great. I mean, for God's sake, San Marino in Albania, it's hardly exactly quality opposition, is it? It's embarrassing. They shouldn't be... Anyway, yeah.
She shouldn't be playing, but okay. That's by the by.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll move on to the news items now. Then I take it. So
Yeah.
we'll start with Norwich. Do we think Smith's the right man? Billy?
For me, no. I think out of the frying pan into the fire. I think he's a decent manager. I don't think that what Norwich needs, and I don't think he needs Norwich at all. I think he needs a bit of a break from football. He's had a tough time of it, and I'd like them to have had a bit of a blow. I think Norwich obviously needed a new manager, but I don't know whether Smith's the right choice. I think he's a nice guy, but I think he's jumped in a little bit quick there. So for me, I'm not sure. I think he'd be a poor appointment, but that's just my opinion.
What about you, Deeps?
Oh, I think I'm thinking in the opposite way, just on the opposite line of thought from Billy, because I think he's possibly the best manager Norwich could have gotten. So it's a good appointment from my views, and I also think for him as well, it's not a big job because let me rephrase. For him also, it's not a big risk right now because everybody is expecting Norwich to go down anyways. His real test is gonna be when they're back in the championship next season, so he can just build himself up and try and assess the squad and everything for next season. I think it's an appointment that's been done with a vision to getting back in the Premier League after getting the relegation. So it's not a big risk, and it's a good appointment from my view.
The big question that needs to be answered, though, is can Smith get them that coveted 26th place spot in the levels? Because
Yeah.
we know everyone's
Did
fighting
it-
over that. Can he do it? Because Farker
What do
obviously
they
was
know
a bit
for?
struggle.
Yeah.
Bit of a struggle for Farker. Can he do it? Smith, is he the man to get 26? Top 26. Come on. Put your balls on the line here, lads. Come on.
Billy hasn't gotten me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So he can just go sit right on it, right? Balls out, can't he?
What do you think, Trish? Do you think he's the man?
I
Smith,
think
a good
I'm with
appointment?
Deeps in that there's not a lot better they could have got, really, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the main thing from me, because he is possibly the best option available to them right now.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, they're just not. They're not that big a draw, are they? You know what I mean? They're not a team you want to go and manage.
No,
So
no.
who do they go for? They've got to get somebody who's. I just don't know. They're just a bit of a nothing club at the moment. They've got no ambition of going any further, are they?
Yeah.
So.
My problem is the weight of expectation. What do they expect them to do? I did say on it before. They're going down. There's
Yeah.
absolutely no about that. So I can't see his motivation unless it's a long-term project and it's going to be, because no one's going to say that they're going to jump right up again. Even if they finish top 26, you know what I mean? But there's no guarantee that they're going to come back up. So it could be a bad appointment for me.
I don't know, only time will tell. But yeah, I just don't see any option for them, to be honest. That's the problem. Other than that,
Yeah,
they were gonna.
with Newcastle. With Newcastle, we just saw how difficult it is to bring in a manager when you're battling it out in the relegation zone. For Norwich,
Yeah,
they're
very
a
much.
team that's they're already almost guaranteed to be relegated. They need a huge miracle, a miracle that far surpasses what Leicester or West Brom pulled up in the miracle Great Escape season. So
Yeah.
it just shows Newcastle with the wealthiest owners in the whole wide world struggling to bring in a decent manager. So I think they've done a good job.
Yeah. But
and even that would be understatement.
Yeah, exactly. Bless him. But, I mean, his only hope, really, his only aim for this season can be making sure they don't become the worst team in Premier League history. Surely.
Yeah.
That
he
could
only
be
needs
about all
7
he
points.
can do.
Yeah, 7 points and he's already done enough.
Yeah, but even
7
that,
more points.
you look at that Norwich team and you can't think where the points are going to come from, though.
No, you can't. That's my problem with it. He's got nothing to work with. If he had something to work with, I'd say, that's a decent. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing to work with.
Yeah, not even a good players.
No, and I don't know what they expect. I don't know what the supporters expect. He's not going to do nothing there. He might get them a win. He might get them a couple of draws. And that's as much as you can hope for, I mean.
Yeah, you have to fear for them. Right, shall we move on then? We got to talk about Harry Maguire scoring.
Yeah.
Why has Deeps said give him a little break? Don't know. Maybe he didn't. He obviously didn't want to talk about Harry Maguire, or does he want us to wait for him to come back for that one? Because that's the kind of thing he might want to put his oar in. But what
an absolutely stupid thing. Go on, Chris, take it away on that one.
I was just going to say, for those who haven't seen it, he scored against. Obviously, he's been heavily criticised because he's crap. He's rubbish, whatever you want to say. I'm trying to be nice. Nice way of saying he's shit at defending, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So he's been having an absolute nightmare of a season defensively. terrible in every game this season. So they then go and play Albania for England. He scores a goal and he cups his fingers to his hand to his ears like he silenced critics for criticising his defending by scoring. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but he just looked like a bellend to me. So, go on, Bill.
Very, very stupid, wasn't it? Very childish as well. But what's that? What has him scoring got to do with the way he's been criticised? He's been criticised for his defending, not his goal scoring ability. And that does not clean any slate for me that he's got. He's been a terrible, terrible defender this year for United. And not much better for England, by the way. Made a few mistakes for England.
Did he?
I just can't see the point of what he done. What was he trying to justify? That's the problem I've got with it.
Oh, and he's terrible at hitting a ball as well. I don't know how he keeps scoring there for England. He misses so many chances for us. So many.
He's got Frankenstein's sort of head. That's what it is.
Well, that's why he's called Slabhead. It's not because he's got gets to the ball. It's because you don't know where the bloody hell it's going. It just hits him rather than he heads it. It just hits his head and it goes somewhere. That's it. It just seems to hit his head, doesn't it? It literally, there's no control, no aim, nothing. It's just bounce off and hope for the best.
But he's hoping for the best. It results in him scoring for England and then missing an open goal for us.
I don't see the problem with that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to explain why that's a problem. I'm sorry, mate.
That was very strange, wasn't it?
I don't understand his thinking. I mean, it's quite embarrassing, I thought. Especially as it's against, it's Albania as well. It's not like he scored against, say, Italy or France.
No.
In which case you could say, well, that's a big goal. You can see why you're excited. But Albania.
But I couldn't even see that against France or Italy because he's primarily a defender. If he gets a goal with his head, good luck. You've done all right from the corner they got. But your main job is defending. Do that first and then start scoring. But be a defender first, for me.
Yeah, that's one of those where you just if you've done a goal line clearance, that's when you should be celebrating like that as a defender.
Yeah, or elastic tackle that saved the goal. That's great, not good defending. But to score in the opposition box and a poor opposition at that, 5-0 up at half time to put that together. That's not it. Great. Go on, Chris.
I was just going to say they were nearly as bad as Watford, weren't they, Bill?
No, not quite as bad as Watford. Watford are still worse than Albania.
And what about San Marino? Who's worse, Watford or San Marino? Oh, you're just laughing it off. Who's worse, Watford or San Marino? We need an answer, concrete answer, definitely.
It's a tough one, that's the problem.
I think San Marino is slightly better than Watford are. That's my opinion.
Oh, we shall see. If Maguire scores against Watford, then they're just as bad. If not, then San Marino are worse. That's going to be the litmus test.
Will he cup his hand to his ear if he scores against Watford?
I hope so. Oh.
He's not that bright, though. I don't expect it.
No, he's not.
It's embarrassing, isn't it? The level of footballers' intelligence.
It's unnecessary. What he's done is unnecessary.
He's just brought more attention to himself.
But he's only brought more attention to how bad he is. Not even how good he is. It's just beggars belief that guy is the captain of arguably the biggest club in the world.
I think it's a good choice as captain, personally.
Yeah, take him at Liverpool. Take him away at Liverpool.
Oh God, no! You know, I never rated him before you signed him, so like none of
I
this
know, I
is a
know.
surprise to me. I'm just surprised
Yeah, I
people
know.
sometimes think he's good. And this is what I don't understand. I really do not get where the thinking was that he would be a good signing in the first place.
That is what happens when most of your knowledge is based on a tournament.
Yeah, well,
And,
even
and
then.
even then, and even then, it's based on a player, a defender scoring one or two headers from set pieces and corners that not actually defending.
Yeah,
I think he can be a half decent centre forward, but I think he needs
centre
a half
forward.
decent
Yeah.
centre
Yeah,
half.
yeah, yeah.
No, I think you
He's
were right
sliding
first time.
No, he could be a half decent centre half, but he needs someone with him. At the moment, even Varane can't help him. I know he's injured, but even when he's in the side, and I think Lindelof is just an accident waiting to happen. I think he plays he can come out with the ball, and he is a bit of a ball playing centre half, but his defending's not good enough. He needs someone there to take charge and point him in the right direction. If he's your main centre half, you're in trouble, and that's United's biggest problem for me.
Oh, Billy,
And
Billy, you say that Lindelof is an accident waiting to happen, and Maguire can play with the ball and everything. But I think Lindelof is only lacking in physicality and his heading prowess when we compare him to Maguire. Otherwise, he's faster, he's better with his positioning, he's better with his reading, and he's much better with the ball as well. So I don't even think it's that clear cut that Maguire is a better player than Lindelof. I just
I
don't
think
see
he's
it.
better with the ball. I think he's better than Lindelof with the ball.
No,
He
no.
was
I think Lindelof
rabbit
is.
in the headlights to me,
Oh,
Lindelof.
Lindelof is. I think Lindelof is much better. Maguire just most of the time ends up either giving the ball away or with a pass that goes astray because of his lack of concentration, or he just runs into blind alleys.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that your point.
Lindelof actually is good with his passing. He is like we can just off the top of your head. I don't think you'll ever remember Maguire hitting a long ball to a player that leads to scoring chances or anything. Lindelof has maybe two,
I
three.
think he's better than you think. I think your confusion is
Oh
his
no, Billy,
positional
Billy.
sense,
What I'm
which is
saying is
poor.
no. What I'm saying is Maguire isn't any better than Lindelof. If anything, Lindelof is better with the ball than Maguire. I'm just saying just with the
All
ball.
right. Yeah, I
And
disagree with that, but I can,
and
you see more
personally,
United than what I do.
personally, I think Lindelof is a better player than Maguire, but I don't I don't think there's anybody that would agree with me there.
I think he's a little bit weak.
Much of a
Go on,
muchness.
Chris.
They both got so many weaknesses to their game. My
Yeah,
question would be:
yeah.
is Varane a big step? Is any kind of step up at all, or is he just another similar kind of player, just a bit
Oh, he's
quicker?
if we are comparing with those two guys, then he's much quicker than
Yeah.
Maguire. So a lot of issues Maguire faces, Varane wouldn't, and he's much better in the air and much more physical than Lindelof. So
Mm.
again, he can tackle both physical players and quicker players as well. So although you may not rate
Yeah.
him, but he's much better than both of those guys. But because his deficiencies are not as what apparent, not as out in the open as those guys. So I think
I think he's
Varane is a better player than both of those guys.
mm.
Whether you think he's
No.
one of the
Well,
best
that was
in the
what I
world
was
or not.
trying to say. That was my badly worded. I'm sorry. What I was trying to say is whether he other than like being quicker and strong, does he actually improve the problems, which is the organisation and the defensive positioning, which is where United have been falling down rather than being too slow in that. If they had defensive positioning in the first place, the lack of pace wouldn't be such an issue. Does
yeah,
he improve that? Does he provide any kind of improvement to the positional sense and organisation to the squad? Is what
No,
I'm
he
trying to get to
doesn't.
see him, and I don't
not a
think he
lot.
does at all. I think he's just as
Not all. Yeah,
yeah, he's
I
just
agree. He
another
doesn't
headless
improve
chicken,
in
isn't
that aspect. Yeah, he doesn't improve in that aspect, but at least he reduces
he? Yeah,
the exposure we get
yeah, he's got
because
recovery
we
in
had
it.
the same
Coaching.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
when
had the
he's
It
same
comes.
issue
It
with
comes down to the coaching, doesn't it? And you look at Shaw and you look at Maguire, and they are two. And not to find the others, by the way, but them two look really bad positionally. They don't play as a unit at the back, and I think it's down to coaching as much as anything. And I think if you had, better coaching, better setup, I think you'd have a lot better results than what you're getting. And I think it's down to coaching, possibly more than the talent of the back four.
Well, I think it's an amalgamation of everything. We don't have, let's say, a Van Dijk or a Sergio Ramos, or that kind of guy who can help lead the defense. But we also,
Yeah.
like Billy is saying, we also don't have a defensive setup, a coaching system that allows all those players to hide their deficiencies and accentuate their strengths.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Well, before we move on to the next thing, just to say Giovanni Bonbronco has just been named new manager of Rangers in place of Stevie G. I don't know if either of you
Good luck
want
to
to
the
add
lad.
anything on that one.
I just
He
like to
had
say good luck to him.
yeah, good luck to him, and he had a decent start at Feyenoord. Then I don't think things went as good as it started. So let's see. Let's see if Rangers are gonna be the new building block for his career.
Yeah, because he went off to China and didn't settle, did he? That was his problem. Out in China,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't like
Okay.
it. But you'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Deeps?
I'm not gonna say anything live on the air.
You're not going to tell us how great it is out there, and we should all go out and live there, yeah?
Oh, it's the richest country in the world, isn't it?
I've no idea, honestly.
I think I read
If it's
somewhere like they've just taken over from USA, so there must be
really, I don't know.
unless it's a report that was published with the blessing of CCP. So who knows?
Well, certainly the Chinese will have blessed it if it said they were the richest, won't they?
Oh, but like they blessed them with all their blessings.
Yeah, I know what you were saying. I was just saying.
Right, let's move on. Where are we moving
Right.
on to, Chris?
So, the next one, and Rob's just woken up, so he might be joining us in a second if he can figure out how to get in. Because you know what he's like, kids can't figure out technology, can they, Bill, like us?
Or
No,
maybe it's just out cruising in the
Well,
open.
well, he did last week in the middle of the frigging podcast, didn't he? He went out for a cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was a bit off. We're trying to do a podcast and he's off cruising. I mean, picking up strange
Inviting
birds.
strangers into the car late
I
at
know.
night.
And yet he claims he'd just gone to McDonald's for a coffee. That wasn't what it sounded like to me. I'm just going to put it out there. At least he wasn't playing with his zip last week, for a change. Right, so anyway, yeah, so if he comes on, I don't know, he's not seen any sign of him, but he probably has to go out in the car, doesn't he? Because, you know, you can't cruise in pods unless you're in the car, can you?
No.
Right, so we'll move on to Dani Alves next. Returned to Barcelona at 38 years old. Apparently he's their lowest paid player.
Yeah, I read somewhere it was gonna be €1 a month.
€1 a month.
Yeah, I don't know how reliable that is.
Ah, yes, I know what this will be then. It's because of their wage. Because the problem they've got is the wage cap, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
With what they'll
yeah.
have done is, because they brought him in as a player coach, I bet you they're paying him a big fuck off wage, like Derby did with Rooney to get round FFP. Paid him a huge wage, but only a tiny amount of it was a player wage, and the rest was a coaching wage.
Well, maybe that might be
That'll
how
be
they've
what they've
handled
done. They
it.
will have, guarantee it, 100%. They're on about bringing Lionel Messi back now as well.
Yeah. Didn't Laporta say never say never?
Yeah, well, I don't know. He literally said they want to bring him back. It's like, fuck,
Oh,
so you've only just got bloody rid of him.
and you're reading this
Yeah.
news mostly because of him.
Exactly. You know, what was it? £1 million a week? €1 million,
Yeah,
sorry, a week.
yeah, it was roughly 1 million a week. But what that does is other people are gonna demand to get much higher than, let's say, if the highest earner was at 500,000.
No, it's 800,000, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, but what
Griezmann.
I'm saying is, let's say if Messi was at 500,000, then
Hmm.
nobody would be at 800.
Yeah,
The others would
exactly.
be maybe at 300, 350.
Hmm. Yeah, it was stupidity. If he's greedy and he wants huge amounts of money, then put that out there, and the fans will soon turn on him, and he'll soon drop his wage demands, or he'll go elsewhere. And but you've not lost the fans like because that was the panic, was they've given him what he wanted because they didn't want to lose the fans. It just doesn't work like that, does it? You can't do that.
Yeah, let him leave and then not be able to score a single goal in the league.
Yeah, he can't even stay fit though, can he? Since going. Probably doesn't have access to the same doping regime though at PSG. Let's be honest.
How do we think
Oh, sorry,
Alves
did
will
I say
do?
that out loud? Oops.
How do we think Danny Alves will do back at Barca? Will he play much?
I I think he's just there for experience, isn't he?
And maybe he's there to help guide
Yeah,
Serginho Dest.
that's what I mean. He's just there for his experience to guide guide the kids like Ansu Fati through. That's what he's there for, I think. And then
Yeah,
give him the
Surely,
maybe.
surely you
experience.
can't. Surely you can't, as Barcelona, be relying on 30-year-old Dani Alves to be producing every match twice a week.
He can only be an
No.
infrequent player, can't he?
Yeah, rotational option. That should be the maximum. That should be what they should be expecting from him at the maximum.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't imagine they're expecting much. Even Xavi can't be that desperate, can he? Oh, he must do
No.
more than that. I
No.
know he's been out in Qatar where it's slightly easier to say the least. But
But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's going to turn out to be the greatest 38-year-old player ever,
Stanley
ever, ever.
Matthews will be a bit gutted if that happens. Yeah, didn't he play till he
Yeah,
was
but he
50?
didn't. Yeah, didn't he win a Ballon d'Or in his 50s? Stanley Matthews.
In his 50s? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have won it in his 50s. He retired at 50, didn't he?
Let me have a Google.
Probably in the 1950s, maybe, Deeps.
Yeah, that is why I'm saying let me have a Google.
Yeah.
It might have been 50s as
Yeah.
in the years.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might have. I can't believe it. I can't believe anyone in their 50s would win a ballot. I mean, I know the award's a bit of a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just wait till Messi and Ronaldo are 50, and then you're gonna have to.
Still swapping it between themselves, even though they're not, even though they're out there on a wheelchair in a wheelchair and not scoring. Yeah, that wouldn't have
Maybe
surprised me.
Dixie Dean would have. Dixie Dean might have won in his 50s, but certainly not him.
Wasn't he playing in Scotland by then?
Yeah.
Celtic. Yeah. I actually didn't know until earlier. Oh, well, I did. I'd read it before, but it was one of those things where you think you just forget about it until somebody mentions it again. Somebody just mentioned it this morning on the Celtic site. I was like, oh God, I'd completely forgotten he'd played for Celtic.
Yeah.
Scored quite a few for them as well, didn't he?
He's a goal scorer, wasn't he? But, not in my era, but he was a goal scorer.
No, he's a bit after
Top
your
top.
time, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, he fucking wasn't. I only just got him down then, sis.
You said we have to take your first answer, mate. I'm sorry. You have to take your first answer. This is like Mastermind or whatever. You know, one of them quizzes.
It's certainly not Mastermind, I can assure you.
Well, no, not with you two on here. Oh, bless. So, right, we'll move on then to Derby.
I'm done.
Oh,
Sir,
God.
I'm done googling. So the result is he won it in 1956 when he was around 40, 41. So
yeah, we go.
I'm right.
I
with
did
50s,
think it
but
must
it's
be in the
year
50s.
50s. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Surely,
still,
surely, this kind of mind belongs on the show Mastermind, though.
What, mine or yours?
I'm just gonna ace mine. I'm just gonna ace Mastermind with all these incredible.
With all these incorrect facts.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
give it that, right?
Exactly.
What age was Stanley Matthews when he got the Ballon d'Or? Deeps. Was he
He was in his
56?
50s. Yeah.
Oh,
In
bless you.
1941.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Oh, bless. Right, so we'll move on. Derby got deducted 9 more points, and they've still got 3 points suspended for financial irregularities. There's bloody hundreds of them still to come out, I would think, because they certainly aren't out of the woods yet.
They're going down, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They're going down Derby, obviously. Rooney will be out as soon as possible. He will walk away from the club, I think. And he's not going to stay somewhere where he's got no future. He certainly hasn't got a future there. And I think he'll be off his pop.
yeah. Do you think he's done a good job there?
No. I think he's done a terrible job there. Nothing against him. I think he's fought an uphill battle. And they knew this was coming off. The points they got. I think the disgrace of a club, Derby County, the way they've acted over the last few years especially. And I think it was always going to end in tears. I don't think he's a coaching type manager. You know, as a figurehead in the club, he might do all right behind the scenes somewhere. But as a manager, I don't think he's got the personality, and I don't think he's got the wherewithal to be a manager of a side who are actually going anywhere. So I don't think he's right for management myself, personally.
And that's an Everton fan saying it.
Yeah.
What about you, Deeps? As a Man United fan, you must love him. Your all-time record goal scorer. The only player to score over 200 goals for the club.
No.
What do you mean, no? You don't love him?
No, I'm just saying. I don't know whether he's done a good job or not.
Oh, right.
Soon enough, he'll be in contention to just replace Oli because he has scored even more goals than Oli. Much more goals.
Good point. He's got to be the next man, hasn't he? And his signings, I mean, it's the way he signed in the summer. I mean, that showed potential to be a United legend. I mean, he looked for as many old men as he could possibly find on free transfers, rather than playing any of the youth team, which, as we know, is a United policy to avoid playing youth at all expenses.
And surely the Glazers are gonna be enamored by all these bargain, wheeling and dealing types of transfers.
Exactly. And
even more money for them to take out from the club.
And his friends in the media going to be backing him.
And he does like old people, doesn't he? He does like old people.
Good point. Really well. Isn't one of the Glazers a woman? Isn't one of the ones? She's in her 60s, isn't she?
That'll do Wayne all right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'll be sorted. Is Rob here?
Yeah.
Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Rob.
How are we?
Right.
Well, just
All
in time to
good,
say,
mate. It's all good.
just in time for us to go, really. I know you're laughing, but we've basically
Yeah.
finished.
Oh well.
You timed that perfectly.
Oh, that's the obligatory Rob appearance.
Yeah, we have to have him
That's
on
it.
so he can
That's all
regale
it
you
takes.
with stories when we finish, Deep. Or he could explain what he was doing when he was out, when he claims he wasn't out cruising, but we clearly heard him going out cruising during the pod.
Yeah, maybe we should add a section called Story Time with Rob.
Yeah, oh, just leave it running.
Yeah.
I don't think I could record that stuff to be listened to afterwards, if that's the case.
Oh no, I think that'd be perfect, Rob, and we could send the copies to your missus. She'd love
And
to
a
hear it
relative.
all. I
And a
reckon.
relative.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
all her relatives as well. Yep. Family thing, innit, Rob?
Oh yeah.
I know you like family.
Yeah. Love my family.
Yeah.
One of them.
Not just your own, yeah?
Yeah, not just mine.
All right.
Oh, bless. So we actually have finished, unfortunately. You took so bloody long.
Well,
Oh, God. Stephen wants you to give a review of last weekend's rugby. He can... Yeah, off. He can... Yeah, can anyone think of a nice way to tell him to fuck off?
Yeah, that's very good.
did you already done the predictions for the week?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gave them
we got
that.
all
We
that.
did that first, yeah. Yeah, you've already
beautiful.
failed, mate, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was not surprised.
Yeah, you've lost them. Because I read them out, so you've lost.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe you give me a touch of luck this week.
No, because I'll just change them if you've got any right.
I've still got them right.
Abby
You're going to need it.
Abby doesn't even send his in, so I could just fill in his afterwards as all wrong.
You'd have got them wrong anyway, wouldn't you?
Exactly. So
That's the
just cutting out the middleman, saving a bit of time.
Is Abbott's points tally higher or lower than Davies when they got just 11 in the league? Higher or lower than 11?
Oh, good question. What's he got? 11. It's 1 point higher, isn't he? I think.
No, it's 11 for it was 11 for Derby as well.
Oh right,
And
yeah, it
that's
was.
season.
Yeah. Oh, he's
So
done
right
well
now
to
he
equal the
just
worst
is
ever.
this, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think that's probably about on a par with Abid's level, really. The worst ever. He is a very Watford-like, isn't he, Bill?
Yeah, Watford. Tell me, Watford are the worst side in Europe. I'd say in the world.
Apart from
Yeah,
San
Watford are
Marino.
No, they're
And
worse
Everton.
than San Marino.
And Everton. Apart from Everton.
Hey, leave it out of it. I know Watford beat us, but that was a one-off.
Was it? It was a fluke, was it?
It was a fluke, yeah. It was a fluke.
Right.
Yeah, it was a fluke that Everton managed to score 2 goals.
Yeah, I think that might have been the fluke.
And
Right.
Rob's done Everton to get beat 3-1. The cheeky stud. 3-0.
I knew you'd like that one.
Oh, but come on, Billy, you can't have a go at him. You put them down for a defeat as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, of course.
After
Yeah, but that's
picking
being
them up,
honest, isn't it?
after
Yeah,
talking
unbelievable.
them up so much, like he was gonna go for Everton to win, I'm sat there ready to write down an Everton win, and he goes 1-0 to City. I'm like, what?
I said it'd be a massive surprise if we get only 1-0. That's why. Everyone predict them.
Oh, but Billy,
best.
no, but Billy, Man City have had, I think they've had 5 nil draws, so A low-scoring game isn't completely out of the realms of possibility.
no.
And they're missing Torres, who's been their main best replacement for Aguero.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they may be missing Grealish, and Grealish has been the common factor for all those nil-nils. So who knows?
Well, if Grealish doesn't
Yeah.
play, they'll be all right. Yeah.
They might be, might be the worst thing that could happen for us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. If he plays, you're all right, I think. Right. Has Rob got anything to add then to the?
No, it's just I'm glad I jumped in time just to make a cameo and say hello to everyone. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what we were waiting for, really, we were going to finish 20 minutes ago. We've just been hanging on, waiting for you.
Oh, Rob, no word on winning the World T20.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to turn into a last minute cricket pod, but no, up the Aussies, mate. That was good as. I was wrapped.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
So yeah, very very happy.
Oh God.
I'm still not a fan of Warner. I'm still not a fan of him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a flog, but oh well.
Yeah.
We'll see how he goes in the Ashes.
Please make
Yeah, yeah. I hope Root smacks him, to be honest with you. There you go.
God, make it stop. Please
It's only a
make
couple
it
of weeks
stop.
away from starting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm guessing Bill's excited. Deeps is excited.
Yeah.
The one I'm not excited is Tris.
No, he might be excited.
Chris is a closet fan. Chris is a closet cricket fan. It's
We're
all
going to
like
do a podcast, a cricket podcast. What they're going to do with Tris in the chair.
We should.
I can't think of anything I'd like more than that. Apart from
You're in the.
apart from maybe having someone take a cheese grater to me balls. That might be slightly more exciting.
You're in Dubai as well. The whole world cricket at the moment,
Oh,
son.
please don't. It's everywhere here.
Right, boys, I'm
I-
afraid I'm
Got pizza on me,
today,
Will.
so no, I've got someone coming round who's a bit special. Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's nothing untoward.
the
But,
missus is
someone
out.
I've seen for a
The
long
missus
time.
is out. So you got someone coming round, yeah?
No, she's in, and she's looking forward to it as much as I am.
That's just
So
this
thanks
one
very
have
much,
to talk
boys.
to you.
Thanks very much, boys. I shall see you.
Take care,
See you,
Billy.
Billy.
Now.
Bye
See
bye.
you next Thursday, and I think we might as well call it there then, as before Rob gets talking about rugby next, and then Australian rules and American football and anything else tedious that you want to talk about. So
Hey, don't forget cricket.
yeah, we've done that one. That's more than enough. We've covered it, more than covered it. So I think we should.
Okay, see you next Thursday, guys.
Yeah, see you
See you
next
next
Thursday.
Thursday.
Steve. See you next Thursday, Stephen, and anybody else who might listen in the future or is listening now. Right. It's